Hi, this is Neil's on Dynasty. That's Dixie. This is Neil's on Dynasty. This is the rear end of silver. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Buy yourself some silver and some platinum and some crystallized osmium. Look into that. You'll appreciate that advice. Non-advice, non-financial advice. Financial non-advice. Yeah, and be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than being a jerk. Again, I got my eye on Africa, and I got a couple channels I watch. I'm sure you guys are subscribed to them too. But I give it a little different opinion than they do. I do a little narration on the side, and this is what I'll do on this report. This report is from these dudes. New African channel. Nigeria defies Western pressure to join the BRICS alliance. Okay, let's see what they got to say.
Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to joining the BRICS group. In February, Yusuf Tuggar, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, revealed to the media Nigeria's intention to submit its application for membership to the prestigious club. More recently, he reiterated that Nigeria remains steadfast in its pursuit of becoming a member of the BRICS group within the next 2 years, a goal he has been advocating since 2023. Additionally, Nigeria aims to strengthen its ties with Russia. During an interview with the Russian news outlet Sputnik Africa, Yusuf Tuggar mentioned that Nigeria intends to submit its application for membership to the BRICS group of nations once all necessary internal procedures are finalized. We intend to do it. Like I said before, Nigeria runs a deliberative democratic system, so there tends to be a lot of engagement with different interest groups, different internal bodies before such an action is taken. Tuggar stated. He highlighted the importance of the 2023 BRICS summit in South Africa, attended by the country's vice president, Kashim Shettima. Furthermore, he emphasized that Nigeria's decision to pursue BRICS membership would not be swayed by Western influence. You have to understand one thing. Nigeria is not the sort of country that succumbs to pressure. We have been single-minded since our inception. Since we became independent in 1960, we joined the non-aligned movement. We do what we feel is right for us as a country. We are not dictated to by anyone, Yusuf Tuggar continued. Despite Russia's controversial actions in Ukraine, numerous African nations continue to gravitate towards forging stronger ties with the country. Given that both Nigeria and Russia wield significant economic clout, a collaboration between them holds immense potential for mutual benefit. The prospect of partnership extends beyond mere economic ventures, as evidenced by their joint endeavors in nuclear energy projects. Through direct actions and targeted training initiatives, both sides are actively advancing this cooperation. The minister further revealed that the Nigerian Atomic Energy Commission and Rosatom, Russia's leading nuclear energy corporation, are working in tandem to accelerate these efforts.
Okay, first thing, I really don't have much to say. They haven't said anything too far off. But the Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger union of 3 countries into 1 country will be a lot bigger than the Nigerian GDP. Just saying. And the Russians are also building nuclear plants in Burkina Faso, as well as in Nigeria. And I think Mali might be getting a nuclear power plant as well. And I know Egypt is getting 2 nuclear power plants. So it makes me wonder, are the environmentalists the enemies of America? Because they seem to be, the environmental movement seems to be not allowing nuclear, and yet all these emerging countries are wanting to go nuclear. Makes you think. Change your perspective on environmental stuff, huh? They're suing for everything to stop the world from advancing. So then the world goes to Russia to have them build what we will not do for them. But they're still doing it. And now instead of them doing it under our regulations, which are more environmentally friendly, they're doing it under Chernobyl-style nuclear expansion, which is a lot more deadly. But hey, environmentalist, you got one there for the world. You screwed us all. Anyhow, let's get back to the story.
Moreover, Nigeria seeks to broaden its engagement with Russia beyond the realm of energy, exploring opportunities in medicine, agriculture, and the industrial applications of nuclear technology. The BRICS alliance, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is boldly challenging the traditional order of the global economy. Their collective aim is to assert dominance in the international market and reshape the economic landscape. Initially formed by like-minded nations sharing common economic principles, the alliance has now expanded its horizons by welcoming new members, intensifying its mission to redefine the existing paradigm. Shortly after its annual summit in August, the group added new members such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, Ethiopia, Egypt, Argentina, and the United Arab Emirates.
Okay, he just gave a list of 6 countries. Oh, let me get your camera on me. He just gave a list of 6 countries. Okay, the middle two, the last two, Argentina and this other one, they're not at war. Iran and Saudi Arabia, pretty much at war with each other, are now going to be buddies, even though they've hated each other for generations. Before America came along, they hated each other. But now, because they both hate America, they're going to be love bunnies together in a new economic system, even though just yesterday they wanted to kill each other. Now you got to look at Egypt and Ethiopia, the second group of 2 of 6 that they mentioned. I've done reports. It's not a good scenario between those 2 countries. Egypt openly challenged and said that they would attack Ethiopia if they continued infrastructure for their citizens. So Ethiopia responded, okay, we have 30 million men in our military. We can get that many overnight. Attack us, we'll fuck you up. So they're joining BRICS too. And well, now just because they're joining BRICS, their hatred of the dollar supersedes their wanting to go to war with each other over economic conditions, for which I guess BRICS is going to magically take care of. But I digress. All these countries that want to kill each other joining one united coalition. Oh, I don't want to be in that kitchen cooking up that recipe thinking I'm going to get a good cake out of it. But a lot of people, smart people, think that that's going to work just fine. Woo, yeah, okay.
At its essence, BRICS seeks to disrupt the long-standing economic hegemony wielded by the West, a paradigm shift poised to redefine global economic dynamics for the foreseeable future. Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria and legal practitioner at...
Now, I do have one more thing to say. This is the new African channel, so they're giving their perspective. They're not using the term the American dollar. They're using the term break away from the West, and they keep showing France. So let's get our perspectives straight. Are people joining BRICS, these new countries wanting to join BRICS, because they're anti-dollar or they're anti-colonial? Because if they're anti-colonial, it doesn't affect the dollar one freaking bit. If they're anti-West and American and want to get away from the dollar, and that's why they're joining BRICS, that's another story. Again, perspective. All these things got to be put into the basket of thought when you're trying to determine, do all these 500 billion countries that are joining BRICS all have the same agenda? Because if they don't, BRICS will fail. Just saying. Oh, and by the way, Russia worked with the World Bank for 2.5 years to digitize their whole economy, so...
At Falana and Falana's chambers asserts the pressing need for Nigeria to join BRICS. In an interview with Sputnik Africa preceding the minister's remarks, Falana emphasized another crucial reason for Nigeria's urgent inclusion in the BRICS group of nations. He advocated that Nigeria should join the BRICS bloc to facilitate international trade through the use of national currencies instead of the US dollar. He emphasized that Nigeria cannot afford to remain on the sidelines or merely attend the summit as an observer. Joining BRICS, he suggested, would exert influence over several African nations, breaking down trade barriers. Encouraging countries to conduct trade using their respective currencies would bolster the African economy, and notably, the African Continental Free Trade Area. If I had my way, my own radical policy would be that I would sell Nigerian gas and crude oil in Naira. Let those who want to buy our products look for Naira. That is how to promote your currency.
That's also a way to grow your economy. If people come into your country, earn money, send that money outside your country, sound familiar, Americans? It destroys your economy. What this gentleman just said is they're tired of their economy being destroyed by their set way of doing things, which by God is destroying their country, or at least not destroying it, it's stopping them from getting their own economic growth going on. What he's saying here promotes economic growth within the country. So if you have a whole bunch of people, coming, immigrating illegally into your country, and they're earning money and they're spending it in your country, it's not as bad. But now, if you look at the economic scenario of, say, 10 million people invading your country for whatever reasons, getting jobs, and taking that money and sending it out of your country while taking your tax revenue, pushing it into those people, that's a double whammy to your economy and the sinking of your economy. That's why I say feelings don't belong in politics. But, a lot of the people on the far whatever side of the stadium you want to call it decide to bring their feelings into politics. And that is the way to destroy America. Because now we have people in here illegally earning money. Sure, yeah, they're paying tax, whatever, but they're taking their paychecks and sending it out of the country. Look at the financial damage that does to a country. And then look at the extra financial damage done when actual taxpayer dollars are being used to supplement those people who are destroying the economy by sending money out of your nation into another nation, and you're spending your tax dollars taking care of them. That just allows them to take all the money they earn and send out of the country, which hastens the demise of your own country's economy, which destroys your economy. There's an economic war going on, economic war going on, economic war going on. That is where you got to look at for prices of things like platinum, for example, and why I always say now's the best time in history to buy platinum, because it is, because we have a world war going on. We're living in it right now. It's called an economic war. Prices are being manipulated to affect the BRICS side or the colonial West side, whatever side, whatever. But that's more a vision of what's happening so that you can better understand how to navigate this economic crap, or at least get an idea of why things don't work the way the charts say they should. We're in an economic war. Have been for a while. Wake up.
But this business of everybody looking for dollars, even to pay school fees, rent houses, and sell houses, it doesn't happen unless you dollarize your economy. These are the issues the government would have to address to come out of this economic doldrums, he said. The term de-dollarization, the idea of a BRICS currency, and the utilization of individual countries' currencies have been steadily gaining traction. Many advocate abandoning the dollar to use local currencies for business transactions. Russian President Vladimir Putin emphasized the irreversible and rapidly accelerating nature of the de-dollarization process in a virtual address to the BRICS summit held in Johannesburg last year, where leaders from Brazil, India, China, and South Africa convened. Nigeria's aspiration to join BRICS symbolizes Africa's growing wariness of Western dominance, signaling a quest for fresh avenues to stimulate economic progress. If Nigeria were to join BRICS, it could unlock a realm of enhanced opportunities and collaborative partnerships that might currently be beyond their reach. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the new
All right. So just imagine, we all know the SWIFT system's like 750,000 years old that everyone seems to hate right now. So if we got another administration and that thought differently than the one that is allowing the economy to be destroyed exponentially quicker than ever, and it's intentional. But if we got someone else in there that led us in a different direction and we got a new, quote unquote, new revised type SWIFT system, it sounds like Nigeria would leave BRICS and go back to it, because all they're looking for, along with all these other countries, is not the destruction of the dollar, or it's de-dollarizing. It's just, in de-dollarizing, it makes a destruction of the dollar, but you can handle that by just changing your policies here in America and coming up with a better system that's less polarizing and able to be used as a political weapon in economic wars. But this is the first world war that we've had that's an economic war. So lessons are going to be learned. Things will be changed. And I foresee a future in a couple of year or two, maybe 3, maybe 4, where we have a new international monetary system, like a SWIFT system, and the BRICS with their SWIFT system, and America will make a big comeback economically. So don't be naysayers. We're Americans, be American. God bless America. Have a good day.